What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 239. I'm here with Griffin,
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm here with Adam.
and this week we've watched No Time to Die. Finally,
No
how long
time to
we've been
die. No
waiting to
time.
see.
I mean, it's been like a fortnight, dude.
I mean, I just finished the movie not too long ago. I had no time to cry. I was like, I gotta get right into the podcast, you know?
No time to cry. No time to think about it. Just straight in, right? Um, I mean, this is our last Daniel Craig. Well, allegedly,
Yeah,
right?
allegedly.
Our last Daniel Craig James Bond. And this is the first time I think that they've ever done this with Bond, where they have kind of like a Bondiverse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they've had, characters, villains, things carry over from film to film, but this kind of like encapsulates like the whole, more or less what Daniel Craig has been doing to an extent, right?
mm-hmm.
So I was just, I was kind of surprised that they went that route with it, but it makes sense, and it's kind of surprising that they haven't done that sooner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't know what to expect going into it because like we got a lot of No Time to Die news, and we didn't cover, you know,
And we saw the trailers, every trailer dropped, but really it didn't give much away because it's a 3-hour movie.
it
Pretty
it
much.
only took care of like that first, that first like 30 minutes,
Yeah,
where he's in Italy.
the gunfight. That which was a cool.
It was great.
Yeah, he was like, "Wait a minute, I got something for these guys."
No, how pissed was he at this bitch though?
Mm-hmm.
Like they blew that grave up,
Mm-hmm.
and he was so mad, dude. Like I don't know if I've ever seen Bond that mad before.
The way he just sat there while they were shooting at the car.
Yeah. And she's like, Bond, do something, Bond.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know
sure
what? He's like, you didn't fucking. What was your secret on the paper? They just happened to be there
Yeah.
when it's
Yeah,
time to
right.
burn your secrets. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's cheesy ass bitch, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen an angry Bond like that though, for real.
He was angry, but he was still in shape.
I mean, dude, like he was still. I've never seen a Bond so angry where he's like, "I'm dropping you off at the train station, bitch."
How
You
will
know
I
what I
find
mean?
you?
Like,
You'll never see me again.
yeah, bye. Like,
Yeah. Have fun raising a kid alone. He didn't know.
yeah. I mean, he could have guessed though.
Yeah.
He's like, I nutted in that bitch.
He's like, we only, but yeah, but he's always doing that.
Hey, connection issues. To quote your Bond verse thing, no, this is what happens when you go to a buffet, load down a bunch of garbage and eat it, and then you roll out of it fucking sick as fuck, wondering what the hell you just spent the last 30 minutes doing.
I mean, you heard it here first, folks. It's a Bond. It's a Bond Fay.
This movie was garbage.
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad.
It was better than the last one.
No Time to Write, really, is what it was. Outside of Fukunaga's eye for being able to cap scenery, there wasn't really much to this movie. For crying out loud, the whole movie, it's what pissed me off the whole fucking movie. Like, oh my God, this is why I wanted to watch the fucking marathon of Bond films so that we could fucking bury this pile of shit together, guys. For crying out loud, the start of the movie, like I tried to put it out of my mind when it shows you that this movie, the plot is created by the head of MI5 trying to create a virus to specifically kill people. You're the head of an intelligence organization whose sole purpose is to stop this type of shit from happening.
Yeah.
And
as far as research there.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the whole thing with this new 007 that gets like 3 fucking scenes, no plot really at all. You would think that would be the driving force of what makes this movie fucking get its complaints and stuff. But then it encapsulates itself by being like, you know what? We're just gonna kill James Bond because fuck it.
Well, I mean, I didn't have a problem with them killing him off, and I enjoyed the character, the black chick,
I was
the
glad they didn't
007.
bang.
Like I appreciate that they kept it like
Yeah.
strictly platonic, like that, you know, that was their whole deal. Um I mean that's kind of real life though, to a certain degree,
But it's
depending
James
on
Bond though. James Bond rides out into the sun on a boat, on a plane, in a helicopter, on his bare feet in the desert. Doesn't matter how you slice the recipe. Bond fucking goes on the like. You, I wasn't asking for much wanting to watch this movie, and they were like, "No, we're gonna completely ignore why you've watched the past 24 fucking installments of James Bond, and we're gonna take its 25th film, pushing its 50th anniversary, and we're just gonna drag our nuts across it and hope you guys consume it and enjoy it."
I mean I mean, I didn't mind it. I mean, I just let loose and just enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, we know Bond's coming back. So,
But out of 25 movies, James Bond doesn't die. Like that's not doesn't happen in the books, doesn't happen on screen. And then they're like, you know what? We're gonna, since we're not gonna go there and make and do anything with the new 007, we're just gonna kill him, make the 007 moniker irrelevant, and Merry Christmas, guys.
I mean, I felt like that was cushioning us all into the blow though, because it's like she's the acting 007.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's
when he found out MI6 was the ones behind it, the whole movie should have been him being like, "No, we're gonna bring M, and sadly, my boys gonna have to get them fucking torn the fuck down." But all we got was like a minute and a half of Ralph Fiennes being like, "I didn't expect it to be this bad, Bond. I know it's I know it's a fucking WMD, but I didn't expect it to be a WMD." I didn't think that, for the past 3 movies, specifically honing in on Daniel Craig's James Bond, the past 3 films where essentially MI6 is infiltrated, everyone's dirty laundry is brought the fuck out to dry, and we're still going to keep trying to do this whole gain of function shit or whatever. And I get it, political metaphors aside, it's just, I don't know what the fuck I just spent 2.5 hours watching. And it burns me up that like people are just lapping it up like fucking milk, dude. They're like, "This is so good, Bond, man. It's so awesome. They killed him. So different. Such wow."
Where'd you hear all that?
The fucking Google reviews,
Oh, I thought
Reddit,
it had bad
fucking
reviews.
no. Surprisingly or not, surprisingly enough, everybody fucking loved the shit out of it, and I'm just like, what the. I mean, I guess I'm just the odd man out, and that's fine. But still, I did not enjoy it.
I
yeah. I
definitely
mean,
liked it better than I liked the one where dude was whipping his balls with that rope, and then the other one I didn't really like that one. I don't even remember the name of it. I guess it was the one before this one. It's been so long.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
I
remember
mean,
the
truth
name.
be told, Daniel Craig's Bond movies started going like the first one that started to reek of garbage was Skyfall, which I think is the one I like. Cause there was Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall,
Yeah,
Spectre,
it
and
seemed like
then
after
No
that
Time
is
to
when
Die. Yeah.
those last two
So,
kind of. This was
well, the whole
definitely better
movie.
than those two, though.
the whole movie where it's like, let's keep Judi Dench alive, by God.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I
but
mean, once I guess all that naysaying out of the way, yeah, for 2.5 hours, I was looking at a really well shot film. Fukunaga brought his A game as always. I mean, there you could like, oh, let me pull it up here. This is another reason why it frustrated me too, man. Like, let's see, time to die.
Oh, so
Let's
that's the guy
see.
that wrote it.
Fukunaga.
Yeah.
All right. It was directed by Fukunaga from a screenplay by Neil Purvis, Robert Wade, Fukunaga, and it took 4 people to fucking write this movie, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't hate it because I know I mean, we know what's going to be coming. We know what's going to happen. So to me, it's like, okay, I think that Daniel Craig's Bond has been a great Bond. That's kind of like, you know, the whole thing with like Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker and Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. I think that his Bond was great. I mean, the writing and the stories that they were trying to create might not have been where they needed to be, but I consider this a transitional period in the Bond, you know, in the Bond mythos, though, because like I don't know, just the way that everything escalated up to the point, and I'm not saying like it's always been escalated up, but it's kind of it transitioned into this like instead of being movies for guys who like movies, it kind of broke that mold in a way to where it's become this more eloquent thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, started definitely happening in the way that I see it with Daniel Craig's version of Bond. And I mean, yeah, the writing wasn't where it needed to be. The stories that they were trying to tell weren't exactly where they needed them to be. But I think that this is a necessary transition because it's like when I watch a Bond trailer, when I watch a Bond movie, it feels like I'm watching a familiar character with the scope of Nolan, right? And like the way that it's shot, the way that it feels, and everything like that, it does have a Nolan-esque feel to it to an extent. Whether he took that from Bond or for whether Bond took that from him, but it looks like it's moving in a direction. It's kind of shaking off that I don't know, like male. I don't know, whatever you call it, that male. I don't know, like ego.
That
Yeah,
chauvinistic pig attitude.
yeah,
But
exactly.
but at the same time though, it's like they could have they could have brought him into the modern era a lot better than just like I will give the movie credit. I was expecting it to be 2.5 hours of just James Bond fumbling around like a dumbass while all the women in the movie are like, "Huh, here's why Bond's outdated." But they didn't do that, I'm glad because I was absolutely waiting for it. I was waiting for the switch. So I mean, I'll give it that much. But the whole idea is that James Bond's the most badass goddamn spy on the planet that he can do that shit. Like, and people are just gonna have to put the fuck up with it. And I was hoping that maybe the Bond franchise could be a last bastion for that. Not because it's like, yeah, he's a piece, but it's just because like that's just part of that character. He's just a suave ass ladies man that will turn right around and put a bullet in someone's head.
License to ill, you know?
So the way they took the ladies' man out of him was they gave him a girlfriend.
Yeah.
A one true, like Bond finally fell in love.
They
Yeah.
gave him a baby.
Yeah. Which I mean, and I didn't mind that at all. Like, I mean, I don't know. I
Is
guess
it?
like
It's like, and the whole thing where it's like right off the bat, she's like, "It's not yours. It's not yours, Bond. No." And then in the end, she's like, "He has your eyes." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Bitch, I know.
He knew it was his.
We don't need
Oh, yeah.
Maury for this. Like,
You
One of
are
my
the father. James Bond's running through the woods with a fucking AR-15.
He's like, I'm probably the only blue-eyed, blonde-haired white man that you've been with in the last 5 years. Like, come on, who are we kidding ourselves?
I love that scene where he shows up at the house and he sees the kid and he has that look on his face like, who the fuck is this?
Well,
I
he
thought
was
that was
about to
fucking
bang her. They
Yeah.
started
Oh
kissing,
yeah.
and here comes Slinky.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't. And it's like, he's like, man, he got cock blocked by Slinky.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
But
And
been with anybody.
he was like, I had a brother. His name was Felix. And I'm like, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Also, when he said, I was just showing somebody your watch, it blew his mind.
Yeah.
I was like, come on now.
Yeah.
That was cool, though, when he come down that hallway and turned and shot. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, we got some Bond moments.
Yeah,
He
for
was
sure.
being James Bond. He was fucking, dude. Best fight, I think, in the movie was him fighting his way up those steps.
Oh yeah.
How good was that? The way it was shot. They were doing
Yeah.
long shots too. Like when he went down, and you did the whole kind of concussion thing where you can't hear,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the shot was still going. I was like, we ain't gonna cut.
And
We're gonna
like I
keep going.
said,
And it just kept working his
like I
way up the
said,
thing. I was like, all right, he's
yeah.
badass.
I mean, Fukunaga's eye for shit like that. It's like he's good. That the man's good at what he does with his cameraman, and the shots from all the different locations, like all the big wide, like the scope of letting you know that you're going all over the damn place in the film is absolutely
It's
there.
a Bond
I
movie.
wish someone with Fukunaga's eye could have been around back in like the Brosnan era, or like
Yeah.
any of the earlier movies that really will suffer from Bond syndrome, as people will probably call it, or something.
That is the first time we've seen a Bond die, and I wonder if that was, like they've done that a lot with shit. Like they brought Han Solo back just to kill him. Like you get I wonder if that was one of the things he was like, I'll do another movie, but this is it. You understand? Like I'm not doing another one.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old for this shit, and I keep getting hurt.
Yeah.
He's been injured
Yeah.
on almost every movie set for Bond.
Yeah.
You can see why. But
I
I didn't expect him to kill him. Like whenever I was like, no, there's no way. Like you're gonna die.
like I would have accepted a better ending where it's like the island blows up, Bond's on it, you're like, oh fuck, he's dead. You have everybody think he's dead for a little bit, and then
Oh, I expected some kind of credit scene.
almost,
I
yeah,
watched all the way to the
even
end, dude.
even
There wasn't
cut to
nothing.
like, even cut to the fucking, even give us some bullshit VFX style credit thing where we hear Billie Eilish one more goddamn time, and then have it to where it's like, you know, the woman and the kid, they go somewhere and Bond's there, but Bond's got like a fucking, he's got some shit to where he's like, I can be around you, but like I can't be real. Like you could even like hardcore
Or he
hammer in
stays
some
away
COVID
from him
metaphor.
just to save him. Like
Yeah,
that's his
or
punishment. But that was the guy's final play. Was like, it's my insurance, motherfucker. Like that vial that he had, the only person that's gonna infect was the girl and the woman, the kid.
Yeah.
And he knew, like, if he got in a situation where it was just him and Bond, he was gonna fuck him. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could make it out of here, but you're not, because I just got you, bitch. Checkmate. And it was like, oh,
Yeah.
you've been out Bond.
And then he plants 3 in his face and walks away. There were moments of the movie that like that third act, man, was like fucking pulling teeth, man. It was just, it slowed the fuck down really bad. And like I said, most of the movie, I'm just like, dude, the bad guys is M. Like I don't know, I don't know why I couldn't get over it, but I couldn't.
Yeah, they said they were trying to make something like, so with this weapon, you would be able to take people out and no double O's would get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be the only person that would die would be the person you target. And it's like, well, of course you got to worry about that leaking.
But
even Bond, when he was like, what do you want us to tell them? He's like, don't tell them anything. Just blow it the fuck up. Because he didn't want the weapon to get out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have to
Yeah.
answer for blowing the island up. I mean, there's no telling what kind of shit that would start between all these different countries.
It's just,
you got to keep the weapon hid.
It's just that little. I know that in these Bond movies that a lot of times logic goes out the fucking window. We're talking about a guy that drives a fucking car where the headlights turn into fucking Gatling guns. I get it, but the boss of the good guy, of the people that we have defined as they're going to do the right thing, which I know they spent the past couple films dismantling it because we're in the era where it's like black and white don't exist no more. Everything's morally gray. It's still like, no, dude. Like the bad guy was Ralph Fiennes, man. Because like it's kind of funny that James Bond committed probably the greatest bad lieutenant decision in cinema. Good guys think stopping evil by making programmed thing that's going to be sought by said evil, obviously, and then it does.
Well, the guy they let make it was fucking evil. Like, they brought him over from the other side to make the shit.
Yeah.
But he saved the girl.
Yeah. I mean, he saved
She might
the
be
day.
a little Bond in the end. You never know. We might get a blonde hair, blue eyed Lady Bond.
Lady Bond.
Nesquik, shaken, not stirred.
I mean, to me, it feels like, I talked about the Eternals last week, and to me, it felt like the Eternals was a movie that they created to explain the Celestials away. To me, it feels like this movie was created to explain Bond away, because now you have another 007 that's been introduced that's black female. You have Daniel Craig's version of Bond dying. Now it's kind of open ended to where they could legitimately do anything that they want to do with the character, and there's not going to be. It's like the new audience that exists for Bond are asking questions that that they shouldn't really be asking. It's like, okay, so is this Bond or is this Bond? Is it the same person or is this different versions of that person? Like,
She said it.
I
It's
feel
just
like,
a number.
yeah, exactly.
It's like, we are James Bond. What's any of this anymore? You know, it's like, we know you paid the ticket to ride a Bond ride, but like, we're gonna turn left when, like, because that's the thing. You can throw in, you could write literally any kind of situation for James Bond, and he could still walk away from it.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's make it memorable. Let's kill him.
That's kind of what it felt like with him standing on top. Like this was his, he saved the woman, the kid. It was his send off. He stood up there looking to the skies when
it's his Doctor
And
Who
I even
moment.
sat there after watching those rockets blow him the fuck up, I even still stuck around like, no, maybe he's all right. You know, like maybe.
Yeah, like even like
Wait to the
he
credits. I
it
didn't
could have just
expect him to die. Not no
it
one.
could have
I'd read
just
that anywhere. I had no
it could
idea
have
that was
just
gonna happen.
been yeah, it could have even been as like, yeah, it fucked him up. Like he ain't James Bond anymore. Like when he gets out of the hospital bed, you bet your ass he's gonna be fishing for red snapper because this spy shit's done.
But he
Yeah.
did end
I
it.
don't. Yeah. I just feel like this is going to be like, they've been building up for this turning point for a long time now, and it feels like this is the end of it. Like the next era of Bond is going to be, it's going to be the same
New.
but different. Well, it's going to
It's
be they're going to be able to go in and tell, like, they're going to Doctor Who it. They're going to have, you know, this Bond's going to come out. They're going to have a 3 to 5 to 10 movie arc that's going to tell the story of this Bond, regardless of whoever this Bond is, and then
yeah.
it's going to move on to the next one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a young nobody. I'm calling it now. It's gonna be a young nobody. Uh, they're going to they're going to let all the current, you know, talking points, all the political bullshit that going on. It's all going to influence these writers, and we're probably going to get the biggest steaming pile of shit. Like the worst is yet to come. I'm not saying this is the worst fucking Bond film I've ever seen, but like it's a very it's a very telling sign of things to come.
Yeah. Well, the two before this were pretty bad.
Yeah,
I actually stopped watching one of them. I can't remember. I think it was the last one.
I bet it was
I didn't
Spectre.
finish it.
Yeah,
It was just tough to watch. It just felt really long and not like this. This one just kind of it kept going, blowing stuff up. We're shooting, we're killing, and I kept checking the time because I was like, it's got to be like almost over. Like,
oh, I did that like a million times with
and I was
this.
like, okay, we got an hour left, so we're about to get into fucking, you know.
There's been enough staring at one another. Maybe we'll get a little walking going.
I
But
like
then you
the
still
chick
keep
from Knives Out. Her little part was
Yeah.
cool. Um, whenever his buddy was dying and his buddy was like, just let me go, I was like, motherfucker, you are sinking right now. Let his ass go.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, that's a lot of blood. I'm like, yeah, he's dead. So we need to figure out a way out of here because we
Yeah.
ain't got no time to die right now. We got to die later.
Yeah. No time.
The way that he walked in to headquarters and people was like, oh shit, it's fucking Bond's here. They're a little back and forth. They're like,
Yeah.
we've reinstated him as a double O. Double O what? They never told her.
Yeah. 008,
Yeah. He's 007
but
and a half.
yeah, 007.
I was really glad though
007.5.
that he didn't like run into her before. Like I was like, they don't need to hook up.
Yeah.
But she didn't get a lot of screen time.
No.
Um, not really.
Danny Boyle was originally attached to direct and co write the screenplay, but left in August 2018 due to creative differences. And Fukunaga was announced as his replacement a month later.
I wonder if it was the killing of Bond that he was just like,
Danny
Maybe.
Boyle's
because
like, I ain't fucking having that mark on my ledger.
that was like really the only thing that shocked me was the fact that they did kill him. But he
And
was a dead
Fukunaga,
man. Like,
if he's anything from his True Detective counterpart, he's probably like, yeah, everybody dies, nothing matters. Let's fucking do it. Nihilism for the win.
yeah. Did
Yeah, I
like
mean,
it better than those other ones I watched.
yeah. I mean, I'm
Well,
gonna
I'm
give it
looking
a
at like
half
a half
star.
star. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the best Bond movie, of course, but I mean, it wasn't the worst. And I don't know. I'm holding out hope that, because I mean, think about it. In the world where a Marvel universe exists, where everything is so meticulously put together, it's like, yeah, if you want to compare this to that, this was a shit version of that. But I think that they're working up to that. And if you get the right people attached to it, like now that Daniel Craig and his saga is out of the way, they can move on and hopefully do something bigger and better in a very interesting and creative way. Now, they may not do that. They may decide to go a different route with it. And that's fine if they do. I mean, it's James Bond. Like, James Bond is always going to be James Bond. You're going to be able to flip on any James Bond movies and just like have it on as background noise or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just going to be what it's going to be. So, and that's just kind of how I took it. I mean, it's James Bond.
I did
It's
see
going to, it
James
is.
Bond die today, and I never
Yeah.
thought I would see that.
Yeah. So,
Like, I watched the credits to the end because I was like, they
he's
didn't
coming
kill
back
James Bond.
right now. Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to be sailing on a boat. Like, everybody has to think he's dead and he's so he can live on, and have a peaceful life with his family.
Yeah.
But nah, dude, he's dead. And now that's on everybody's hands.
Yeah.
Look at you, M.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, what if this builds up to something else? You
Like
know what I
them
mean?
being in trouble for all this.
Well, or like, what if it gets completely disbanded? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then that's the end of it. And then like, they bring some other, Bond in there that's kind of like, well, we got to operate in the fucking
Oh,
shadows over here. I don't know.
the only thing. The only way they could successfully do this now is with a full blown reboot, and I don't mean in terms of like, oh man, who's James Bond, but in terms of like, we get our next Bond, the movie fires right up, and it's gonna be him, like it's gonna be one of those things where the opening shot before the credits is gonna define that actor's portrayal as Bond for the rest of his franchise.
Yeah,
It's gonna have to be a movie within a movie.
yeah. I mean, we've seen crazier things pulled off in Hollywood, so we'll see what happens.
And and to add and to add to your comment with Marvel, and I would say that should outrage a person even more, because the Marvel universe has only been going on for what, 10, 12 years now.
Yeah,
This shit's 50 fucking years old, man. Like, everything you need to make the Bond shit is all there. You have 24, well, no, let's take away the Craig movies. You have 20 other films to pull from in terms of how to capture, you know, what 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 you can do to creatively set yourself as a filmmaker apart, but at the same time being able to stay true to what James Bond is, kind of like in the same vein as we hold some of these Marvel movies to their standards, their respective standards. Like with, okay, we're gonna, like, they've, like, where Marvel's gotten now to where they can craft whatever story they want now with whatever hero, and now that people aren't fucking being like, well, because this didn't happen and because this didn't happen, fuck this movie. Now people are more like, oh, that's cool. They pulled from that. They pulled from this. It's its own thing. Hell yeah. Let me lift my arms up and keep riding this coaster, dude. Like, you can do that. You can do the same damn thing with Bond. And it sucks that Hollywood is in such a clustered ass fuck that the only thing they can get right are Marvel movies. and everyone else is left out to fend for themselves with companies like A24, which make a bunch of outstanding films, but also makes a lot of garbage, and that landfill of garbage keeps you from finding the good shit. Or it makes the viewer apprehensive to even watch these movies. You remember, like, you realize how many times I've recommended The Lighthouse to people, and they're like, "What the fuck's The Lighthouse?" Because it usually stems from a Batman conversation usually, because they'll be like, "I don't know about Pattinson being Batman," and I'm like, "Dude, have you seen The Lighthouse? Dude, have you seen any other movie besides Twilight with him in it?" Like, it's probably not going to be that bad. It's probably going to have its smoky turd moments, but it's fucking, it's, as far as, like, you know, the actor, like, you know, you can give it a break. And I think The Lighthouse is a great reference point, and a lot of people still haven't watched this fucking movie. This movie's won so many, like, it's won a lot of awards, and people are just picking their nose like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm sorry. I'll get off my high horse with the shit. Yeah. No star from me. I think it's absolutely a 1-star film.
All right. 1 star it is.
Everybody watch Dexter?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think the kids might be a fucking boy genius over here.
We got ourselves a genius over here.
I think he wants, like, here's what Harrison wants Dexter to do. Tell me what the fuck's going on.
Well, do you think that
He's
Hannah
like waiting
told him?
on it. He knows something, I think.
Yeah. Well,
He's not
this
dumb.
in this film, this is where we kind of got confirmation that he wound up in Miami at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what the fuck is going on in Miami.
Yeah, we don't know what he did there.
Yeah,
He definitely looked up Dexter Morgan and found out that he died.
Yeah,
I'm still pleasantly surprised with the new Dexter. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? I'm still not trying to get too back in the saddle like back in the
so
day,
far,
because
so
I know
good.
it's, yeah, like, it's still,
We're 3 in, and
it still is what it is, but it's not terrible.
no.
Not by a long shot.
No, I think that he probably, you know, because he's smart. You know, he's a smart kid. I think that he found something out a little bit more so than most people.
Well, he's definitely going to want to know why he faked his death.
Well, yeah, but I think that he done.
You know, everybody thinks he's dead.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, you know, which he knew that Dexter was still alive because he sent that note to that letter to Hannah McKay that was like, you know, if he starts having tendencies, reach out to me and all this kind of stuff. So,
well, when he saw the pictures the kid was drawing, and he's like, "Oh shit, he's got a fucking dark passenger."
Yeah.
Like, even Harrison recognized that.
Yeah. So I think that he found out a little bit more in Miami than, you know, than your average, than everybody else. You know what I mean? And that's going to be, and that's going to factor in more so. Like it's like he knows, but he just doesn't want to come right out, and he probably will.
Tell him.
Yeah. So
that'd be the first sign that, oh, okay, trust me.
Yeah.
We're in this together.
Yeah.
You know, what happened? Why are you?
Yeah.
You know, do you need help moving the body? Oh, not anymore.
Yeah.
He set that bitch on fire, dude. And he's talking to the kid's dad, and he's like, "That's not snow.
Yeah.
It's ashes."
It's fucking crazy. So the mass killer, is it Mr. Krabs?
It's gotta be.
I think it is.
Yeah, him and the dude are working. They got to be working together, because when he pulled over with that chick, he was trying to get her in the car.
Yeah.
They definitely need another one, because they just killed the one they had. But
yeah,
that dude's whole thing was just to shoot her while she was running.
Yeah.
And the reason when he came out, he's like, "I talked to my boy. I found him. We can call this whole thing off." Dexter's like, "That's weird." So that's going to make him look into
Yeah,
What are
what's
you
going on
hiding?
with this? Yeah.
Do a little father son field trip, you know?
Yeah. Where are we going, Dad? We're going wherever we need to, wherever the road takes us, son. You
When he
know,
took the test, he's like, I took the test again. Scored higher.
made higher. Yeah,
I'm
made
sorry
scored
about
higher.
that.
Yeah, I should have believed your Harrelson.
Kind of busy at the
Carlson.
time. I'm trying to hide a body here. Like,
Yeah, not an everyday man's job, you know.
he went out there and dug that, but I was like, oh, he's going to move the body. And he was like, nope, just take in the vest so I can fucking.
Spread that sin
Yeah. I
around.
was like, dude.
Him fucking gallivanting through
Yeah.
the woods was fucking hilarious.
That one cop, though, was like, what kind of guns this guy got? He was like, I don't know.
Remington
Yeah,
700.
looks kind of like my gun.
Yeah.
That cop might be onto something. He's like, who else was out there?
Yeah. It's been good so far. I mean, I'm excited about the next episode, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching Deb freak out.
Yeah.
You want to hear some shinfo?
Mm-hmm.
So on my way home, I stopped at the Mexican restaurant in Section because my sister was down.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my grandmother was up there. My sister Marina was up there and everything. We're sitting there eating and everything. And my grandma, like, we're not even talking. And she just looks up and she goes, "What about Dexter, though?" And I'm like, "Have you been watching the new season?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, what do you
The
think so
meal just
far?"
got better.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, I love it, you know, I'm glad to see him back and all this kind of stuff." I didn't even know that she watched Dexter.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we sat there and talk about Dexter for like 20 minutes.
I tried to get
I
my
was like,
grandparents to watch it because I was like, they're into that murder porn.
yeah,
And I'm like, y'all
yeah,
fucking love this show.
yeah,
And my granddad's like, but he's a serial killer. And I'm like, he only kills bad people. He's got a
yeah.
code. There's a code.
Harry taught him the code.
But if they watched it, they would like it. I
Oh
think they would
yeah,
like it. I mean,
yeah. She's like, the only part that I wasn't expecting was was his sister stuff. I'm like, "Oh, yeah," and he's like and she was like, "Yeah, like, his sister's acted crazy," and I was
but
like,
that's
"Oh, I
him.
know, right?" Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like
And she knows
whenever Harry was talking to him, like that was Dexter,
yeah,
you know, arguing with himself.
yeah.
You know, he's a little bit crazy,
Yeah, I mean, you
just
know,
a
we all
tad,
are. Yeah. Just a hair.
but high functioning, you know,
Yeah.
routine.
High functioning crazy. Yeah.
Got the routine, man. But yeah, I can't
But
wait to see.
yeah,
I
I'm
mean, now we're
excited,
gonna
man.
get into the next
The
half of
meeting.
this. Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
like okay, so now the investigation will be over. Now it's time to find out what this guy's
Yeah.
hiding, and he will. He'll have to.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill
And
him
that's
not to know.
you know, that's kind of in typical Dexter fashion where it's like, you know, the investigation's going away, you know,
People are
like
leaving his
even,
property finally.
yeah, like harkening back to like the ice truck killer and all that shit, like, or the Bay Harbor Butcher stuff, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they were still investigating that. They brought Lundy on, all that kind of shit happened, but it got to a point to where it's like, you know, they kind of come to a standstill until he starts pinning everything on Dokes, you know, and all that shit starts happening. And I think that that's where it's going to be here. I think that like the girl, the chick that he's been seeing is going to be still behind the scenes investigating everything
Mm-hmm.
because like why wouldn't she, you know? And then I think in the meantime that something's going to get slip up where, you know, she's going to find something out and he's going to have to throw her off of his trail,
Mm-hmm.
you know, typical Dexter.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it. I mean, look, Dexter's great. Like, you know, it had a formula and it stuck to that formula and it was great, you know?
It's
So,
nice hearing him do his little
yeah.
where she's like, we came out here and then we found the glove, and he's like, that's because I wanted you to, you know,
Yeah.
his
Yeah, his
little
little fucking Dexterisms.
I like him.
Yeah, I do too. I
He was
wish that
proud
they
of
would
himself.
hire. Yeah, he was. She's Deb's like, you smug fuck.
Yeah. Think you're gonna get away with this? He's like, I just did.
Yeah.
Like, you know, look at them. They don't even know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I'll lead them to it. Thought he was gonna fall in that fucking cave for a minute. Dude, a bear?
Or yeah, right. I would have dumped my backpack out right there,
Yeah.
you know. Eat this shit, bear, you know.
But I
Eat
when he looked down that hole, tossed that rock, I was like, that's perfect for the body.
Yeah, right.
Are you really gonna carry it up here? Wasn't it like an 8 mile?
He said it was 3 miles
Oh, it
one
was
way.
3, okay. So damn,
Yeah,
you know?
but still though. So
You can't get a snowmobile or something?
yeah,
Come on, Harris, I need help.
yeah. I need you to get in the side by side with me,
Find her.
Harrison. We're gonna hurt her.
The kid's doing a good job.
Yeah, I like the kid.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be good.
But
He's
when
gonna
I
go
think
into
the
do some
reason
good
he
stuff.
stepped in and started helping the kid out though, because he could sense it. And then the
Yeah.
guy was like, "You want to see my fucking drawings?" And I'm
He's
like,
like,
"Is
sure.
fucking Harrison gonna have to kill this fuck?" You know?
Yeah, I know, right?
What if
But I mean, think about it though.
he might come to
Like,
his dad and tell him he's like, "I found someone that I think has a dark passenger," and Dexter's like, "What do you know about the dark passenger?" You know?
he's like, I read the comic.
Yeah.
You know, they had that comic in
I'm
that
a
one
Corey
season.
White.
The dark passenger dad, not the white passenger.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that this kind of like, I think that his relationship with this other kid is going to be one of those situations where it's like,
He stopped it before it.
yeah, and he sees like he's going to be the nega Dexter.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The opposite Dexter. Instead of like having the dark passenger, having to feed it, then he'll be able to like actually, you know, kind of rationalize with people to where they and help them kind of control it.
Mhm.
And if they go that route, then that's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
It would be kind of the same thing as that chick in that one season, the therapist that Harry got the code from. It'd be kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it'd be a vicious cycle because, like, you know, he's going to create a whole new code, you know.
Dexter's like, you can't be handing out code.
Yeah. This is
You're
Harry's
handing the
code.
code out. He's like, I modified it.
Yeah.
Modified
That's
code.
it's my code now, Dad. Yeah.
It's an updated code.
So, yeah.
There's a QR code you can scan.
Yeah. On people's foreheads to see if they've got the passenger. So,
but yeah.
Yeah. We got a little bit of movie news here, though. So, Star Wars sequel characters will return, teases Kathleen Kennedy. Lucasfilm president, why the fuck is this bitch still here? Okay, first of all. In news that will spark reactions on both extreme ends of the critical spectrum, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy has teased future projects involving characters from Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy. While she did not offer too much in terms of detail, Kennedy did reveal that the third generation of Star Wars heroes will return alongside the likes of Disney Plus shows The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Certainly, those are not characters we're going to forget. They will live on, and those are conversations that we're going on with the creative team as well. Though the Disney sequels began on rather solid footing with 2015 Star Wars The Force Awakens, things soon fell apart following director Rian Johnson's hugely divisive Star Wars The Last Jedi in 2017. While some fans took to Johnson's idea and subversions for a galaxy far, far away, and to many were a clear attempt to refresh the long-running franchise by moving away from some of the more traditional Star Wars lore. Others were substantially less impressed, believing The Last Jedi to be by far the worst installment ever in the franchise, and even disrespectful to George Lucas' iconic original trilogy. Since the release of Rise of Skywalker, there have been a host of comics and other media released, which attempted to fill some of the gaps left by the big screen outings. And no doubt Lucasfilm could turn to those for some inspiration should they decide to reintroduce the likes of Finn and Rey. The question remains, however, after the disappointment of Disney's efforts with The Last Jedi and its follow-up, do Star Wars fans even want these characters to return? Thankfully, Disney has garnered some favor with fans since the release of the hugely popular and critically acclaimed Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, picking up after the defeat of the Empire at the hands of rebel forces. The series follows a lone bounty hunter operating in the Outer Rim, away from the dominion of the New Republic. So anyway, are they going to bring some of these characters back?
They're bringing Ray back.
There's, they're saying that some of those characters
died,
are going to.
Didn't he?
No, Ray and Finn is who they're talking about. Poe.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of those characters
Yeah.
that they could bring back, and
I mean, why?
Well, why is the question, but also at the same time, it's like, are they going to be able to go in, like, they were saying that the comics filled the gaps between the
a little more
you know
detail.
Yeah, and it's like, if they're going to go that outing with it and do a little bit more explanation,
Yeah, it's like these will make those movies better.
Yeah, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we didn't hate The Last Jedi. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought that it was very ballsy for them to do that, and I applauded the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I understand that a lot of people didn't like it, and because of the situation, we got the Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. Like, love it or hate it, that's the end of that series, that trilogy, all this kind of shit. So, if they decide to expand on it a little bit more, I think that they could do so, and I think that that would be deserving to try to tie everything together as much as humanly possible. But the real question is, like, why the fuck is she still the president of Lucasfilms?
Affirmative action. But I guess the reason maybe she would want to do this, if this is her idea, is so that, the trilogy that she headed will not go down as the worst. She's like, we got to try to save it. I'm not saying, you know what I mean? It got bad press.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't help things that she just completely shit all over it.
Yeah.
She's the president.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's supposed to back it regardless. If she had enough faith in what Rian Johnson was doing in that script, then there's no fucking way on the planet that she should have shit all over it like she did.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, that's her fucking dumb shit fault.
Yep.
She could have went out there and put her foot down before they even started rolling the cameras and been like, no, this isn't what we're going to do. Rian Johnson could have just walked away from it. But no, they embraced it, and then she wants to go back on it?
Yeah. I mean, she was for it while it was happening.
Yeah. It's like, get the fuck out, you crazy bitch.
I don't think they realize, like, what kind of backlash.
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure.
But that always comes. I don't care what Star Wars movie you're making or show. There's always going to be that side of that. You can't get away from it.
No. With a
people are gonna love it. People are gonna hate it. That's it.
I mean, look at James Bond.
Yeah, it's everything.
That's the prime example right there. It's like, Travis did not like it. I thought it was pretty decent. Like, two different opinions about a franchise that's been around for 50 years. We're getting dangerously close to, like, Star Wars being a 50-year-old property at this point. You can't make everybody happy. So here's the thing. Let's create new, interesting stories and roll with it and see what happens with it.
Yeah, I thought it's 44 years old.
Yeah,
we're getting real close.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we had those movies come out, we watched them, and I was like, all right, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Like with The Mandalorian, we moved on.
Yeah.
That's new. Um, what the other shows they have in the works?
They've got a shitload. Boba
Yeah.
Fett, Obi-Wan, like, you know. So I mean, whatever. If they decide to bring it back, good for them, you know. But at the same time, I'm just like, if you're going to use it to expand on it, then great. If you're just going to bring those characters back just because, like, you shit talk, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to save your career,
Yeah.
get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck out. You crazy fuck.
Because
Get
that's not
out.
gonna end well.
No, because it's probably going to make things worse, or it's going to turn those characters into kind of a laughing stock.
Well, since the movies, I think Ray's only been in that a handful, like that movie with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
It kind of put a little stain,
Yeah.
bad taste in. Well, like Hollywood's like, we'd like to put you in this movie, but you just did Star Wars, and
Yeah.
there's gonna be those people that hated it and they don't want to see you
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. Ever.
I don't feel that way about her.
No,
I
I
like
like
her.
her. I think she's charming, you know?
Yeah.
Charming. She needs to get a hold of Feige and let Feige do something with her.
Yeah, I thought we were already gonna be into this where Feige and Dave Filoni and what's his name?
Favreau.
I thought we were, that's where we need to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Kathleen Kennedy has no, like, just because she was on the set for some of the biggest movies in history,
Yeah.
was a producer. So
Yeah.
I could do that. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
for
Steven
sure.
Spielberg's making the movie, you're just kind of there
Yeah,
watching
throwing
them,
money at it.
and being like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that sounds great. And
Yeah.
like she's not gonna tell him no,
Yeah, exactly. It's Spielberg.
but Ryan
you know?
Johnson,
Yeah. She should have, if she didn't like it, she should have shut that shit down before. But, whatever.
I think that was just her trying to save her ass by saying she didn't like it.
Oh,
She
for
knew
sure.
what was being made.
Yeah.
They didn't like the one thing those brothers were doing. They shut that down.
Yeah. And then they brought Ron Howard in there, and look at what we got out of that fucking Han Solo film.
Yeah.
Like, that, that was a disaster, even though the film came out okay.
Yeah.
Like, so. Next up, Keanu Reeves would love to return for Constantine 2. Beloved Hollywood institution Keanu Reeves has revealed that he would love the opportunity to return to one of his many John characters, namely John Constantine, in a potential sequel to 2005's Outing Constantine. The actor, who noted how many times he has indeed played a character named John, holds a special place for John Constantine and hopes that he will be asked to return to the comic book role of the paranormal investigator eventually. This is what he said. I love playing Constantine, John Constantine. I've played a lot of Johns. How many Johns have I played? I don't even know. I think it's over 10. But anyway, I'd love to have the chance to play Constantine again. Let's see. Though nothing regarding Constantine 2 has been officially confirmed, star Peter Stormare, who played Lucifer in the first movie, has teased the idea of a sequel being floated, making an announcement on social media and posting apparent confirmation of Constantine 2 with the wonderfully direct message sequel in the works, alongside an image of himself as the fallen archangel. While fans await news of Keanu Reeves' return to the role, the character John Constantine is expected to return courtesy of J.J. Abrams, who is set to bring a live-action Justice League Dark series to HBO Max, which includes Constantine, Deadman, Madame Zandu, Shade, the Changing Man, and Zatanna.
Carlos Santana.
Yeah, among its founding members. Reeves, meanwhile, is plenty busy right now bringing back one of his most famous Johns, John Wick, in the upcoming fourth installment. Before the actor will resurrect another of his most iconic roles, though this one is named Thomas in The Matrix Resurrections, which picks up 20 years after the events of The Matrix Revolutions. and finds Thomas, aka Neo, living a seemingly ordinary life inside a new version of the digital reality. Um, I
I'm
watched
surprised they only
Constantine.
made one.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
I'm,
Like
I'm,
what? I
I'm,
mean, was it at the time? Was there some kind of like where people was like, it didn't do well, or
I think that it did. I think it did okay. I'm looking it up.
this was like 16 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I was just always surprised they didn't make a second one.
Yeah.
Now they did like a show, right? Was there a show?
Yeah. And I watched the show. The show wasn't bad. The guy that they chose to play Constantine was fine, and he was a little bit more similarly cast because Constantine's British and all this kind of crazy Constantine shit. But
Mm-hmm.
um,
What people
let's
don't know is
see,
Thomas is his middle name. It's actually John Thomas.
John
Yeah.
Thomas,
So
Jean Thomas. Did they take the fucking budget off of the IMDb?
they don't even have it when you just Google.
Okay, so the budget was 100 million, and it grossed 230 million.
I mean, for
I mean, it made
2005, dude,
yeah,
that's a winner.
that's pretty
I mean,
good. Yeah, yeah. And some fans didn't like it because Constantine is British,
mm-hmm.
But I think that
I mean,
Keanu's version of Constantine is a little different, and that's okay. I
whoa.
think it's fine. Yeah. I would like to see that character come back, even if it's something where it's like a multiverse thing.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they decide to do is fine. But like Keanu Reeves hasn't been in a Marvel movie yet. I know that he's going to eventually, but I think that I think that they should bring him back, give us one more outing, maybe 20 years later, because at the end of Constantine, he takes the cancer out of him,
Mm-hmm.
and because he sacrificed himself so he could go to heaven. So I would be interested to see where he's at now, 15 years, 20 years later. And I think that that could make some pretty interesting, pretty interesting stories.
Yeah, they already have a
So,
fifth John Wick in pre-production.
I mean, they're going to keep cranking them things
It's
out,
funny because they have John Wick 4 is in post-production, so they're finished shooting that, and the fifth one probably just shooting those back to back.
I mean, why not,
Yeah, you already
at
got
this
the
point?
set. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
and he
So,
looks, John Wick has a certain look to him, and you're gonna want that
yeah,
for both movies. So
yeah. Oh,
something may
yeah.
require him to cut his hair. I guess you could put a wig on him, but
I don't think Keanu does wigs. I think
you
I
heard
think
it here
he's over
first.
it. Yeah, I don't think he does, dude. So next up, this is pretty interesting. David Duchovny almost played the MCU's Incredible Hulk. Considering his popularity and importance to the MCU, it is still hard to believe that Mark Ruffalo was not the first actor to portray the Hulk in the Infinity Saga, with Ed Norton having played the not so jolly Green Giant first in 2008's second MCU film, The Incredible Hulk. Of course, while Norton dipped out after just the one movie, making way for arguably the best iteration of Bruce Banner ever put on screen, it seems that there was another name in the early running to play the good doctor, even before Norton, and that was the X Files star David Duchovny.
Wow.
When Marvel was casting the role of Bruce Banner in The Incredible Hulk, both Norton and Duchovny were the two names that were in contention for the role. Of course, Duchovny had experience with genre movies, having appeared in big screen outings of The X Files and Evolution, and already had a huge legion of fans behind him at the time. And that was a big part. That was a big part Marvel's interest in both him and Norton. In fact, at the time The Incredible Hulk was due to film, the second X Files movie, I want to believe, was already in production in roughly the same location in Canada, and there was consideration given to delaying Hulk shooting just to accommodate Duchovny's X Files shoot. In the end, as we know, the role was given to Ed Norton, and in many ways, it became one of the few casting missteps made by Marvel over the last 13 years. There were a number of issues with Norton that were not apparent until the movie was in production, but their collective impact meant that Norton continuing in the role beyond the first appearance was pretty much untenable from the beginning. Norton was a self-professed Hulk fan, and that meant he had certain ideas about what the character
Mm.
should be, which led to frequent clashes with Marvel Studios during filming when the actor reportedly made script rewrites based on what he felt Hulk should be doing at certain points. While Duchovny is best known for his genre role, the actor has said in the past that he is not a comic book guy, which, had he been cast, would have possibly avoided those kind of issues. But just like Norton, would also have probably seen him duck out of the franchise early on. So, would the overall outcome have been different by the time the Avengers came around? Would it still have been Mark Ruffalo's time to shine? Um, I really like David Duchovny.
Yeah,
I really, and I
he
think
could have
that,
played that.
I think that, yeah, absolutely, man. And I could see him as being that very intelligent,
Yeah, wearing the glasses.
yeah, and just rolling with
Yeah,
it. I would like to see that interpretation of Hulk at some point. I know that's probably never going to happen, but I would still really much enjoy that to see that interpretation. So I just thought that that was some cool little tidbit of news there.
yeah, and they finally got into it there with that article. But the way I remembered it was the studio forced him out
Yeah,
because I wasn't that his version of Hulk was good though, right?
Edward
Yeah,
Norton's. Yeah, I mean that Hulk movie's great.
yeah, like everybody liked
So
it.
yeah, oh yeah,
And then they pushed him out because they were like, no, he wants to fucking change too much. And it's like, yeah, but he's a fan. He gets it.
yeah. Like he's trying to make like his own impact on it, like from a fan perspective,
Yeah.
which you have to respect.
Yes.
So I mean,
And
it is what it
when
is.
was it the Incredible Hulk?
Mm-hmm.
When
Yep.
was that? Was that
2009, 2006. I don't know.
we
It was
had
the
that
second
one
one.
and yeah, the one was 2003, 2008.
Yeah.
So before Iron Man? It was. Oh, same year.
Yeah.
And see, they kind of did the same thing there. Like they had dude was doing Iron Man and he did it right.
Yeah.
And this guy was over here trying to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, no, he's hard to work with. But like with David Duchovny, they're like, he's not a fan, so he'll come in, he'll just do what he's
Yeah.
told.
Whatever. Yeah. What does the script say? I'll do
Yeah,
it. I'll do it.
actors are cattle, right?
Yeah. Herd them in. Force the lines down their
A
throats until they
moon.
say it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So here
Oh,
may be some good news. I don't know yet. We're going to get into it. Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie has been indefinitely delayed. So Rogue Squadron was not too long ago being cited as the next Star Wars film expected to hit theaters in December of 2023, with production expected to begin at the end of this year and filming kicking off early in 2022. However, the latest intergalactic spinoff from the world's biggest sci fi franchise has been hit with an indefinite delay thanks to a suggestion that creative differences between Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins and Lucasfilm have led to a rift that may not
mm.
be possible to get through and could see some massive changes coming to the production lineup of the movie. The Hollywood Reporter editor Matthew Baloney reports that Jenkins has become hugely unhappy with the way certain Lucasfilm bosses have been micromanaging the process and has now decided to move on to helm other projects, while Lucasfilm decides what they want to do going forward. Whether this is something that proves to be temporary is yet to be seen, but for now, it looks like the movie is stuck in limbo that could last quite a while. Of course, it is no secret that the minds behind the biggest Disney owned franchises, such as Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Star Wars universe, are pretty intense when it comes to making sure that everything is perfectly in line with their expectations, and that leads to some often tight constraints being put on the filmmakers who take on the task for directing movies and TV series in those lucrative and much protected franchises. That's not unusual, of course, but it's a laughably reoccurring problem at Lucasfilm under President Kathleen Kennedy, says agents. Top filmmakers are dying to make a Star Wars movie until they sign on and experience the micromanagement and plot point by committee process, Bologna wrote in his most recent newsletter. He continued, it happened to the Game of Thrones guys, David Benioff and Dan Weiss, who were hired to create a new trilogy but bailed. It also happened to Ryan Johnson, writer and director of 2017's The Last Jedi, whose planned trilogy was shelved. Jenkins wasn't willing to dick around, and she has other projects, notably Wonder Woman 3 at Warner Brothers, where she enjoys more creative freedom. Well, here's what I'm going to say. Might have dodged a bullet here. You know what I mean?
Doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Yeah, no, not at all. So I understand that that Patty Jenkins wants more creative freedom. Does she need creative freedom? Absolutely not.
We saw what creative freedom looked like.
Yeah, we saw
in the last Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah,
That's creative freedom, people.
Everybody, take your wishes back.
Yeah.
Who the fuck on this planet is going to wish for $1 billion? Is going to be like, nah, I want to go back to living in a fucking trailer park.
Yeah.
Anyway, like we already did that episode. Remember, this is my thing. Remember whenever she was like, my dad was
the video. I was thinking about it while you were reading that.
Yeah.
So this is real close to my heart, and
yeah,
and it's like, Now in the past, we've had issues with the studio stepping in and fucking with people that are trying to make the movies. Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
The team, the brothers.
Yeah.
But this time,
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't think they're going to let her direct that movie. They'd rather shelve it.
I think that after the fucking giant shit stain that Wonder Woman 2 was. I think
that's what happened. Because everything was fine.
Yeah.
So that came out.
Yeah.
And it was like, well,
we
thought about it, and
yeah.
You know, we know you tried to capture lightning in a bottle again, since the first movie was just such a big hit, but see, like, once that wears off, when the first one came out, they were like, wow, it's such a strong, and then that wears off.
Well, here's the thing about that, though. That chick cannot physically get any more attractive. You see what I'm saying?
Gadot?
Yeah. Gal Gadot. She can't physically get any more attractive. That means that, like, everybody that was oohing and ahhing over her appearance are just like, oh, yeah, we've seen it. Yeah, we're good. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Now give us some badass wonder. Oh, you're going to have a dude. The Mandalorian is going to find a rock. And he's going to wish to become the rock. And then he's going to start a Cuban Missile Crisis.
Everybody smells what he's cooking.
Exactly. It's like, what the fuck were they thinking, man?
So she's back on Cleopatra now, which I'm sure will be fine for her.
Yeah.
Also stars Gal.
Yeah.
That's Cleopatra.
Coming at you.
Like a beam, like a ray.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think that this is fine. Like, legit. I'm not upset about it. I'm not any kind of anything except for, like, we kind of dodged a bullet here. And that's fine with me. If this movie doesn't get made, but here's one thing that I will say, though, too. They don't need Kathleen Kennedy to be the one that is like the creative director and giving the direction of the Star Wars universe.
No.
As we said in that earlier topic, this crazy bitch don't know what the fuck she's doing.
She don't know nothing about Star Wars.
Yeah, so they need to, like, find a Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
They need to find, if it's fucking Favreau and fucking...
I think it should be Dave Filoni mixed with little Favreau, because Kevin Feige's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason he hasn't taken over.
Yeah.
He's got to run that world, and there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
But, like, so Filoni, on the other hand...
Yeah.
Dude, the Mandalorian.
They need to bring him... Yeah. They need to bring him in and let him like right the wrongs that, pretty much Kathleen Kennedy did, you know?
Yeah.
And let's be done. Like, let's get this jump started so that we can have a very entertaining and successful Star Wars franchise. And just don't bring Patty Jenkins back into it at all.
Yeah.
I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'll be happy.
She's got her franchise. Wonder Woman. She's got another one she's working on.
Oh, I'm sure she's going to make about 18 of them.
Yeah, as long as they
You
let her
know?
keep making them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So, but on to some more positive news, possibly. I don't know. I haven't read this yet. Tom Holland wants Miles Morales to take over the MCU Spider Man franchise. Spider Man No Way Home star Tom Holland continues to fuel speculation that the upcoming sequel could be his final MCU adventure, with the actor stating that it might be time to move on, and even suggesting a replacement for Peter Parker into the Spider Verse's Miles Morales. While he does not state it outright, Holland's most recent comments certainly sound like he is ready to leave Peter Parker and hand the Spider-Man mantle to someone else. Maybe it's time for me to move on. Maybe what's best for Spider-Man is that they do a Miles Morales film. I have to take Peter Parker into account as well because he is an important part of my life. But if I'm playing Spider-Man after I'm 30, I've done something wrong. Uh, so it says, based on the epic scope of No Way Home, something which has been further teased by the latest trailer, many Marvel fans have wondered if Holland could soon be stepping away from the Spider Man role after going out on what's sure to be the highest of highs. This is not the first time that Holland's insight into Spider Man No Way Home have suggested the end of his tenure with the MCU mainstay, saying, We were all treating No Way Home as the end of a franchise, let's say. While director John Watts called the movie Spider Man Endgame, add to that Tom Holland's endorsement of a Spider Man movie led by Miles Morales, whose existence in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has already been teased. It could well be that Peter Parker's time in the MCU is indeed coming to an end.
Something might happen to him.
Yeah,
Like him kind of saying that makes me think,
yeah. It's a little sussy,
yeah.
you
Like he's
know?
already
But
trying to put a good word in for the next guy.
yeah,
It's like, well, what happens in No Way Home? Do you die?
yeah, right.
Because we
What's
know,
happening here?
something's going to happen.
Yeah,
And that would be crazy.
yeah. Well, and I think that like I don't think that they're going to kill him. I
Surely
think that
not.
everything will be fine. No, but I think that like if they want to do Miles Morales, but here's the thing though too that he has to take into consideration that I don't think that he fully has, which he probably has more information than we do, which is fine. But Sony still
Yeah,
owns all
that's
that
Sony.
shit. So if like Marvel, Disney is propping Sony up to make bajillions of dollars
Mm-hmm.
by doing whatever the fuck they're doing over
Balls
there
in their court.
because exactly. So Sony could bring back a previous Spider-Man if, those three Spider-Men are going to be in the movie, which we're pretty sure that they are, but we're not 100% sure. They could create a new Spider-Man. They could bring Miles Morales into it. Like there's 1,000 different things that they can do. We don't know how many more movies that Marvel has the rights to use the Spider-Man character. So there's a lot of questions and if, ands, or buts about all this stuff. And at the end of the day, it's like, we'll see what happens with it. I understand that Tom Holland's basically like, I don't want to be 30 and playing Spider-Man. And I get that.
Yeah, he,
And
he
that,
wants to do other stuff.
and he has, and he's done a really good job at
Yeah.
it, but he also needs to be understanding that like he's Peter Parker in the
Yeah, dude.
MCU.
And I
Unless
don't
they
care if he's 35, he still looks like he's 20. So
Yeah,
let's
exactly,
go.
right. Well, and the thing too is like if he walks away after No Way Home and
Yeah.
that's it for him, then they can still bring him back in 10, 15, 20
Sure.
years and he's still going to be like he'll step right back into that role and he'll still be that character. So I mean, I understand that he doesn't want to play that character forever. You know, he
Yeah.
doesn't want to
Well,
Robert.
just a few years ago, we're crying on the phone with the head of fucking Sony
Yeah,
trying to get it made, and now he's like, all right, it might be time for me to. It's like, wait a
yeah,
minute, dude.
yeah. What just happened here? You know. So, but I would like to see a Miles Morales something come out because I think that would be a good, interesting character, and you know, I think it would add to it. I
That
think
could
it would make
also be Sony's plan.
yeah,
Because they did
or
work out some kind of deal where they were like, okay, we're gonna let you do Spider-Man a little bit, enough for us
yeah,
to get our money. But what we want to do is like after that's over, like we're gonna do our own thing.
yeah,
So that would be like it'd be its own.
yeah,
There wouldn't be no crossover. You know,
yeah,
that would be a good way to kind of reboot it.
yeah,
Have them come in as, and that animated thing was, from what I heard, really good.
yeah. Into the
I haven't
Spider
seen it,
Verse.
but
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I'm interested in what I'm kind of podlocked on it because I figured at some point we'd get
yeah,
around to it. You know. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to like whatever they decide to do is fine. But you know, we'll see what they have in store.
and he's only 25.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Got
So I
some
mean,
time left in you, buddy.
yeah. Well, and he could still, like I said, he could still come back in the
Yeah,
future,
always
and
show up.
yeah, it would be fine.
We're in a
So
multiverse, so
yeah.
in a
So
world
what
where
are we
you
gonna
can
do?
bring back all these other people,
Yeah.
you always bring him back.
If I could turn back
I do
time.
remember him. He was doing one of the late shows, and he said that him and his brother acquired the property, a book. They
Yes.
acquired the film rights, and he
Yes.
never said what it was, and I've looked and can't find it. But he does want to make a movie with his brother, and
Okay.
after he did the little bit of Spider-Man, and then they're like, all right, it's over. And he's like, no, wait. He's like, I need more money. Like, I got stuff I want
Yeah.
to do too.
Yeah. I want to fund it myself.
I mean, he'll be
So.
pretty much set
Oh yeah.
after this, especially this next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever else he's going to appear in. But
It's gonna make like $10 billion.
yeah, dude, it's going to make a lot of money. It might make enough to where Disney purchases the rights.
Yeah. Yeah. For real, dude. Wouldn't that be
It
crazy?
would be.
It's like Disney's like that was our plan all
Yeah.
along.
And I'm over here like, I could have swore they said you guys weren't legally allowed to buy anything else.
They're like, shut the fuck
But
up.
if you think about it, it's part of it.
Well, they're
So
not buying the studio.
it would still
Yeah.
count as,
Yeah.
it's just a character.
Yeah. And his rogues gallery,
I
basically.
don't know, they might buy Sony.
I heard Apple might.
Yeah. Oh.
So
Can you
we'll
imagine?
no.
Oh.
No. I don't want to think about it. But you know what I do want to think about?
Trailers?
Trailers. Exactly. You read my mind, bro. It's like we're drifting or something.
It's
dude.
almost like we're looking at the same list.
Yeah. I know, right? Yeah, right. So we got there's not a lot of new trailers out, but we got a couple here for you, get your gullet wet, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. So we got a Channing. Yeah.
Station here.
We got a Channing Tatum film here called Dog, because I'm a dog. Big bad dog.
What if it's Dog the Bounty Hunters?
Like Life Story?
Yeah.
And Channing Tatum was playing,
Yeah.
dude. If he fucking has that fucking long ass hair and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And he's like, let me have you, Brian.
yeah, we're gonna find that boy.
That clip of Dog where he was like, let me have you. I'm like,
yeah,
easy, dog.
yeah. Calm down, you fucking pive. But yeah, You fucking muppet.
I'm on my way
Because
there.
I'm dog. Big bad dog. I like Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
He's
Ever
hilarious.
since
21 Jump
yeah,
Street.
dude.
Yeah. He legit has some chops,
That was when it was like, oh, this dude's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I
Why
still
is it
like
so
him in
slow?
fucking Logan Lucky.
Yeah.
That movie's so
Which
good.
had James Bond in it.
Yeah, it did. It's all full circle, dude.
I am incarcerated.
Yeah, right. He had the accent down perfect,
Perfect.
man. Like, I mean, Daniel Craig,
Mm-hmm.
I like Daniel Craig as Bond.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
him a
dude, and
lot
he's been Bond now for
for
a
years.
while. It's like I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah. We got 5, you know?
It
So
was weird. I was like, they're not gonna. Oh,
I knew that going into it, though.
like him
It
standing
got,
up there, and I was
I
like,
knew he was
man,
going to
he's
die.
fucking.
Yeah.
But he did it to save his family.
Yeah, which
It
is
was
the
the
most
ultimate,
noble
my
cause.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
I just want you.
I'm going to have to listen to that now, My sacrifice. Here it is. I'm pulling it up right now. It's not playing.
Might cut it
Oh,
to
no.
that.
Yeah. You should do it, dude.
It's like when you are with me, and he's standing on top of that.
Yeah. It's all in slow
The
motion
things are
and
coming
shit.
down at him, and when they hit,
Yeah.
it fucking hits the chorus. Like,
My sacrifice.
all right, I got dog pulled up.
Let's do it.
Wow. Earpiece in. I tell you what, I didn't expect, and it was Christoph Waltz to die that fast.
Yeah, right. Holy shit.
All right, got dog here. 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. I see what we're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is gonna be probably a comedy here.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fucking planes, trains, and automobiles.
With the dog.
Yeah. Dude, by the end of it, that's gonna be his best friend.
Yeah.
It's a pretty girl. Yeah, dude. Best friends. If I watch that movie and something happens to that dog, I'm gonna be mad as fuck.
I know.
She's just trying to break him in.
Yeah.
See? Pretending to be blind. What about him? He's blind.
Oh
Bird.
shit.
Mhm. That looks great.
Yeah, it looks like a good little comedy, man. Channing Tatum, and a dog.
Yeah.
At least this time it's a real animal,
Yeah. Mm.
We got another animal centric trailer here.
I think isn't Keanu Reeves in this?
I think so.
I think he does a voice for this.
Kevin Hart, Kate McKinnon, John Krasinski, Vanessa Bayer, Natasha Lyonne, Diego Luna,
A lot of people.
Mark Maron, Thomas Middleditch,
Yeah, at the bottom there.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Ben Schwartzman or Ben Schwartz. The
Ringa the
Schwartz.
Schwartz.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
ready, dude.
Let's see.
Let's peep it.
3, 2, 1, play. Is that Superman?
I think so. Yeah.
The dog can fly. That's The Rock, ain't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Did it say The Rock? Sounds like The Rock. Kevin Hart. Oh yeah, that's The Rock.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Evade.
I'm cool
Gives
with it.
time, yeah.
Yeah. We got another dog centric film.
Oh,
Yeah. 3 back to back,
that Crystalia?
It looks like him, don't it?
American Underdog.
So this is going to be in theaters everywhere on Christmas Day. It's got Zachary Levi, Dennis Quaid, and Anna Paquin. This looks damn good. Can't wait to see this. Perfect casting.
Okay.
All right, let's check it out. Yeah, that's what the comments said. I don't know.
3, 2, 1, play. I don't think there's going to be a dog. Unless it's the Georgia Bulldogs,
Yeah, right.
He looks different.
Yeah.
He looks it's like filled out kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not as skinny as he was before. Man, he looks
Yeah.
way different.
Right.
All American. Mm.
Are y'all on the trailers?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
watching American Underdog.
Gotcha.
It's a football movie.
I'd like to apologize for my passion about bowling. I feel like I
It had to
set
be
a tone.
said.
I set a tone I didn't really want to set, but I was. That had me fired up, man. I'm sorry. But
I understand.
anyway, uh, y'all say American Underdog.
It's
Give me the scoop, and I'll chime in on the next one.
This is a football movie. That's all.
Starring Shazam.
Yeah. And Dennis Quaid.
Why does that feel so
It comes out Christmas
typical?
Day.
Why does that feel so typical? Dennis
right.
Quaid in Quaid Runner
It's your
2049.
classic underdog story.
They gotta win the championship, but they just don't know how yet.
Yeah. It looks okay.
All the feel goods.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a really good, family film. It's for that We Are the Titans crowd.
Yes.
Exactly for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel like being depressed by radio. Watch this.
It's the quilted, quicker picker upper.
Last
So-
time someone called Boba Fett that, they didn't make it out of Mos Eisley.
So we've got Shattered here.
The Red
It's got
Band
Frank.
trailer.
Yeah, Frank. It's got Malkovich in it. It's going to be on demand in January the 14th. So let's see if we're podlocked on this, guys. I think we might be.
You ready to try 'em?
Word? Sure am.
3, 2, 1, play.
Sky.
It's a
This is
movie
the
about
road.
why you should take your glasses off before sex.
Oh, there's going to be problems. You're 2 weeks late on the rent again.
Oh.
That's the dude that played the Joker on Gotham.
Yeah.
He looks different. Damn. Oh! Give her the codes, dude. It's misery.
We're about to find out where he got those scars.
Misery. Oh, and the guy brings him right back there. Fuck.
Dude, I hope he loses his shit in this movie and beats the fucking dog shit off of her. Like, at by the end of the end of the movie, she is a fucking broken, shattered mess of a person, dude. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna be the one white guy in Hollywood that's gonna get away with this, and this is the movie I'm doing it in.
My sacrifice.
Like, they're gonna be like, dude, he's crazy. He played the Joker. This role was perfect for him. Why? Because he loses his fucking mind.
Yeah.
It's like a white person's version of Audition.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't tell y'all how many times I'll be doing something and I'll go tee 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 tee.
Yeah.
I'll do the be fucking with my dog. Tee 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 tee.
She's
I'll
like,
do the
"Get the
same
fuck
for
away from
Audition.
me."
I actually did it like either today or yesterday.
Yeah.
Funny that you bring that up. Bradley Coop,
Yeah. Kate Blanchett.
B. Cooper,
This is directed by.
Guillermo del Toro,
Yeah. God, I hope this is better than
Willem
that fish fucking movie.
Dafoe.
Let's do it. Let's peek.
Oh,
Ron
if it's
Perlman.
anything, if this is anything like Crimson Peak, man, it's not looking good.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. I think we saw a teaser for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we get the trailer.
What do you know
Period
about time travel, Samuel?
That too was a lie. Tent
I feel
maker.
like he said Stanton Carlisle in front of a mirror for a long time before he got that. Interlocking.
Fucking just like Indiana Jones. It looks better than Shark Out of Water.
Yeah.
That dude's hit or miss.
You should have bought a ticket to ride, Bradley.
I'm interested, I don't know what this is, but it's got Seth Rogen in it and it's claymation.
It looks like
So,
a robot chickeny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's peep it, man.
Let's see what this vase maker's up to.
All right.
He always posts pictures on Twitter. He's gotten into making vases and
Who?
pottery. Seth Rogen. And he'll
What?
post
How
these
fucking
pictures and be
stoned?
like, I made these. And it's like nice. It looks like, it's like, dude,
Looks
how
Yeah.
like you made
high
them.
are you?
Yeah.
There was even one where he made a rolling tray that had a grinder built into it, and they were gonna start selling them. He's got some weed company now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, we're working towards a real estate.
Are we?
Yeah, I'm in talks.
Oh, oh
Can't
okay.
really
Well,
bear
Called
nothing out.
the real estate, real grind.
Yeah, real reefer.
real reefer. Send me some of it when you get some.
All right, we're growing it.
Let's do this trailer. I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Probably funny. I knew it. Who's doing the voice for Santa Claus? Showing her tits. Ah. It's almost like the Pope.
Oh God.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. He's vaping that candy cane. Hmm. There's the Pope. Mm-hmm. I used to look up to these people. When that movie goes off, it's gonna play Eminem's. It's gonna be like, "White America,
Yeah.
we love you."
I feel like I should go dye my hair.
They really weren't
I-
bearing the agenda
Not at
in
all,
that, were
dude.
they?
Not
Yeah.
at all.
It's not right for Santa Claus to be a white male. We need him to be a purple woman.
Let's insert hot button issues in your Christmas film because, God forbid, you watch a movie about just Christmas.
Hello, I am Santa Claus. She, her.
Mm. All right, Pam and Tommy.
Another Seth Rogen.
Yeah. I wonder if this one's going to be as on the nose,
I saw a little bit of this trailer just to see if it was real.
Is he trying to prove that two white people fucking
It's
is
about the
against the
tape.
Constitution? Oh, okay. I didn't know.
It's about the porn.
I don't want to speculate or anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Pam and Tommy
But
started whooping her ass for it. We can also do another Eminem. But I'm ready.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. Nick Offerman. Good look for him.
Holy shit.
So they find the tape. Oh, I Tanya?
Okay.
That's Sebastian Stan, ain't it?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Everyone, the I love you heard around the world.
Oh, Sebastian Stan's playing Tommy. Check him out. I mean, I'm down to
He
watch it,
looks
dude.
like him. Yeah.
I Tanya was great. Are you gonna go my way?
You weren't on a one-way trip to Pound Town.
I remember those days.
Series?
You're gonna have a moment where she goes, "What the fuck is the internet?"
Yeah.
I can't believe they're making a series out of that. I mean, is it really that interesting?
A lot
Like,
happened.
I didn't realize,
apparently.
didn't realize there was so much dirt on it.
Ugh.
I'll try again later.
All right, we got mother / android. Mandroid.
And it's called Chloe Grace Moretz Does Not Age.
It really doesn't. Makes sense. She's an android. All right.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, play another Hulu. Mm-hmm. Who we running from? Man, they're fast.
When the world ended, we began.
Uh,
From a producer of the Batman. Oh, come on, y'all know that was funny.
he's like, I worked on the Batman. That dude could play Will Smith.
We're gonna have to go to this one patch of forested hill that like we filmed every fucking movie on for the past few years.
Hmm.
So instead of zombies, it's robots.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what that looked like.
Cool.
You're definitely
I
gonna
don't know
die in
what
that
kind of
movie.
world I want for me and my baby.
Mother.
I already know it. She's an android, but she's like moved past it and she's having a baby.
And that's why they need to catch her.
Yeah.
And we are the Walking Dead. Wait, sorry, wrong.
She's the hybrid.
She's the first of her kind. Let's run from shit for 45 minutes.
Run. Yeah. That's like the coolest part of that song. After that, and before that, it's shit.
The whole
Yeah. Run. I don't know what we're watching next week.
Well, I mean, so next week will be the 30th of November, right?
Yeah.
So let's pick something to fill the void so we can go straight into some Christmas goodness.
I mean,
Is that Black Friday movie coming out?
I will say what I am seeing. Yeah, I think this is it. Is it called Black Friday? Yep, that's out.
Yeah.
Now, Venom is available.
Yes. Sorry.
Let There Be Carnage?
Yep.
I mean, let's do it.
I mean, fire it up. This ain't Griff's first rodeo.
I mean, you already know. But yeah,
we can go ahead.
I'm
We can
interested.
watch Black Friday. Still kind of a Christmas movie if we want to get that in. Also, I was looking at this because this comes out a couple of weeks into December, but we got an early screener
Mm-hmm.
from the studio.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, let's
I'm
do
down
it,
to
man.
watch it.
Of what?
Venom.
Oh.
Let there be carnage. See what the fuss
Let's
is
do
about.
it. I mean, I can already tell you, but you know, I don't want to
Please-
ruin it for you.
Please don't. I'm kidding.
So yeah,
Let's do it,
that's
man.
it.
Venom.
Let there be
That's
carnage.
it.
I guess the check's in the mail.
Yep, that's all she wrote, dude.